I am coming to myself deceased out of the door locking momentarily in my world because I'm good, yeah. So, but it'll be a little longer, a little while longer. I have something to eat here. Um, I want one of these or both. I want to decide how many I want, and then I want somebody to bring me another one of something that I want. What I didn't get with this shipment, drop off delivery, it's a delivery to myself, was I didn't get a shipment of what? I didn't get a shipment of Hungry Root. I didn't get a shipment of Home Chef. I got a delivery from Smith's Supermarkets in Las Vegas, Nevada, most likely. That's what the plastic bags look like. They're from one of the Smith's chain of supermarkets, one of their locations, most likely. So this is not what I asked for of chocolate. So it would have been chocolate satin pie. I didn't get that this time, but I got that I do like this very much. So I'm very thankful that I got something else, something that I do like. So whoever gave this to me, of the shopping like people, who are making it possible for me to receive a delivery, how do I thank them? Yes, I really like this. And then what do I get if I have to order again, if I'm still alive? Uh, do I say I would like Marie Callender's pies, enough to eat once a day? And then do I see what happens if they bring me like a berries pie? I think I don't want the berries right now, but I might like them because I like berries. But what I want right now is like something chocolate. I like chocolate right now. So they might bring me something that I like, but I would say, I mean, maybe I don't like that right now. So who is doing that? Because it's I'm saying that I didn't make the payment myself for the selections, so I don't always say exquisitely, specifically what I want, because it's not true that I have the money myself that I could shop for myself at this time. And when I was growing up, the food handling that happened around myself, because I was eating throughout my childhood, youth, when I'm not really banking any money myself, I was being carried illegally by people who called themselves parents, and they did announce that they were going to lock me out of my house when I turned 18 years old. And they did. But before that, there was that my mom figure was handling the food, and also there was restaurants eating weekly. Yeah. So I didn't have to ask for food unless I was asked to ask for food in a restaurant. So I'm filling in the space here that I'm not in a restaurant right now, and I still ask for food like it's on a menu and it'll be brought to myself, and that's not exactly true about supermarkets. So I have Marie Callender's is a restaurant in Las Vegas. It's a chain of restaurants, and they have a frozen um, foods stock in the stock key in the supermarkets since after I found the restaurant, when I was walking near the Stratosphere in Las Vegas, Nevada. the Stratosphere Hotel and Casino. I was walking somewhere around that area, and that's where I found the Marie calendars. I know if you're walking from the Stratosphere to Marie calendars, I can't say how far of a distance that is right now, but if you're watching this on the internet and you could be anywhere, I'm just giving you a rough estimate of how I walked it. It was a long day outside, homeless walking. I didn't have a car. That's just what I do sometimes, is go walking, but not now because I don't have full length of my legs right now. But I did at the time have full height. And um, so after I was at the Marie Callender's, discovered it because I've never even heard of it at that time. I saw the stock for Marie Callender's in the supermarkets, and that was quite some time later. But they did have it, and they've been carrying it for years, but I didn't always eat it. Now I'm eating it in an emergency that I can't get restaurant food, because that's how you ask for food. You can ask for food of a restaurant, and I can't get anyone to bring it to me here. And I don't have any banking in my name at this time. It has been plundered. I'm a full adult, age 48 years old, and I have banking fully, completely plundered to zero. So if anybody else out there is counting their age, because everybody can count their age, like they can all get on a scale and weigh their body, it's true that if you are age 48 and older, and you could be illegally alive that way before you tell anyone your birthday, you have zero banking is due to myself. Don't impress me with you remember what before you were illegally alive at age 48 and older. Yes, you have a birthday so that you can go to the bank and get money out, and you don't have a live that way. You're due to leave everything in the bank intact. This came open. I did not open this, but it's pie. And I want to eat it because it's pie, and this is intact as far as I can see, but no, because this was open this way when I found it, delivered this way. So there's this side. I'm doing this wrong here because it was open. This side is, okay. But, so this is to be thrown out because this is open, but I would not throw it out because it was paid for, and it was open was not a problem to who brought it here. But I would not buy it, but I did need it. I do need it. I want the food. Do they know how it got open? I don't know, because this looks good, but it was open. That's God having said that he's not going to need this one. It goes into it's like shocking out of the stock key, and it's not really that you have to throw it out. You just leave it there. You don't pick this up out of the store. It stays in the store and it'll die in the store. If that's why people shop at the stores, I'm sorry, because that's not enough leverage for you to die your own self. um, so I need this. I can eat it because I am the soul of the superior founder deceased. I can afford to eat it. What I want to know is if anyone touched it, breathed on it, spit in it, if they put a used something like fork in it. I don't want it that way. That needs to be thrown out, and I don't want to see it. Yes, I don't even want to see that you did something unsanitary to desecrate the food that I would need to eat myself. So let me carry on with spork. I don't like spork. I want to get angry, and I might just do it right here on the camera. Okay, this is a fork that is misshapen here. It's here. That's misshapen. This is a white version of a fork. I would expect is not misshapen, but it is exactly like the black fork. They fit together this way. Pretty close, let's see, like that. This is a knife, I can eat with it, but it has edges right here. I don't want to touch my mouth with that, but I've done that before because I don't like the forks, and I definitely don't like the sporks. This is a black spork. It is individually wrapped, so it's not been touched in there or used that I can see. I don't know if somebody has the capability to do this to the plasticware. So I'm ready to eat now, but I know you can't see that I don't want this and that I would throw it away, but why? I really do want it. It loves me. I love itself. And it is pie. I don't want to throw away that it has some chocolate here on top, and then in there is the salted caramel. Salted caramel. I would say caramel, but maybe caramel. Uh, Pie. I want it, but I wanted the chocolate satin pie, which is a large pie. I think it doesn't come in this size. What I needed was enough pie for to have pie every day with Marie Callender's pot pie. And I'm not supposed to, now I remember, I'm not supposed to eat this today because I did not eat Marie Callender's pot pie today. So I need this pie for when I have one of Marie Callender's pot pies. So I'm going to put it back because it's open this way. That means I don't have enough pies for the pot pies. I'm creating myself, and I'm creating the threatening, and the soul of the superior founder is present right here. I'm creating itself, but it's not speaking. I'm the overlord speaking. And I don't have a plan to eat this tonight, even though it's been thawed enough that I can eat it now. I can put it back in the freezer. It has only been out for about 15 minutes, and I can put it back in the freezer and use it another day when I have a pot pie, and I'll have a Marie Callender's pie with that. But that's me planning like what I'm going to do with myself. Well, the soul would just eat something that it wants or it's hungry. It has a mind for the food, and I'm planning it like I am going to, and I'm claiming the food itself, right? I don't really speak that way because I am the one who alives the food supply. I don't have any mental deficits like that, but I just said that because the box is broken and it's not due near me this way unless I open it myself, and I'm testifying that I found it this way, delivered this way. So I'm going to get something else to eat. I will pause the camera. All gas, no brakes. That's the way that I operate. Teddy Swims, songwriter. Okay, this is intact. I don't have enough of the ice cream for when I don't eat a pot pie because I made minestrone soup and I didn't have a pot pie with that. This is because I'm talking this way because people appointed the food for myself and they didn't go to jail and prison. So I talk like that. If they were in jail and prison and not waiting to buy me more food because I need it, I would have somebody new buying me food after somebody else went to jail and prison for doing that. So, what are you afraid of? Why don't you want to be in jail and prison? How do you know how to be in public when, from my point of view, your illegal genitals are homeless and going directly to jails and prisons if you are in any sort of hostaging being homeless that goes into prison? How do you know how to be yourself in illegal genitals? Because I'm deceased right here and it doesn't really know. It like doesn't know because it's deceased. And I have illegal genitals and I don't stir up the trouble you have with your illegal genitals. On my time, yes. Oh, terrible. Okay, I am using a knife to eat with this ice cream. I'm using a knife to eat this ice cream. I am not using a spork. I have a spork, but I would rather use the knife. I just don't like the spork. Ever. The first I remember of cookie dough and ice cream is the Dairy Queen Blizzard. This is Haagen-Dazs cookie dough and ice cream. That doesn't solve the Dairy Queen soft serve is a lower grade quality ice cream than Haagen-Dazs, but it's fresh, like served. Um, I like Dairy Queen. I don't get to eat there anymore because I don't have my own banking. I've had a lot of blizzards in my life, so I think it's okay to move on and eat something else anyway. But I would always like to threaten that I could go to Dairy Queen once in a while and pay for a blizzard and eat it all myself. I got fired from a job as a host, seating customers at a restaurant called the Highland House. I was eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard in their hallway where the customers wait to be seated for tables. That's what the smoker assistant manager maybe um, female, she fired me and she gave me this statement because I was eating Dairy Queen Blizzard in the Highland House and it wasn't the Highland House food. Like terminated my employment there and I was only part-time. Is she a full-time employee? Who can afford that? I was a part-time employee. In the afterlife, I want to see God of the management catch me eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard in the Highland house waiting area hallway, waiting to be seated. Um, I would like them to see me eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard, and that they would invite me in to sit at a table, and they would bring me some of the Highland House desserts, which is they have one that's a brownie with ice cream on top and some chocolate sauce. I forgot what it's called. It was a really good brownie. Yeah, I really loved it. Elsewhere, my mom and dad took me there to eat, and if I wanted, I can always have it, but I didn't eat that much because I ate 4 times a day. So when I eat at the Highland House, I would always have a brownie. That was rarely because I would have had enough to eat by then. I was an athlete. Yeah, that's why I eat a lot. Um, the 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 staff or management of the Highland House, and I want to see this in an afterlife. I'm going to say court martial because I don't know how else to describe that. I want to see God move the creation around myself to show how you correct somebody. You can't really correct them with themselves because they did something wrong. She's a smoker. The one who fired me is a smoker, and I can't tell her in her ears hearing what's wrong with what she said to me with her smoker's mouth. She was talking over, I don't know how many cigarettes she's ever smoked in her life, telling me that I can't work at the Highland House anymore because I ate a Dairy Queen Blizzard in the Highland House. I was right down the road. I drove there myself. Um, and so I'm to be invited to a table, and they should bring me the brownie, and then I want the female smoker to be showed by who in the management, because that's not clear to me either. What would God say about who hired me at the Highland House, how I had permission to be there on staff, because she did know I was staff when I was eating the blizzard. She invited me, and she told me she was going to sit me down to talk about terminating my employment on another day. It was not that same day. Um, So is God gonna is God going to appear why she said what she said and what was wrong with the management that they didn't invite me back? I was eating a Dairy Queen Blizzard in the Highland House, and they didn't just serve me something they wanted me to eat instead. And I'll let you know if I'm going to eat it. You don't understand what it is to say no to somebody. I have too much leverage in that restaurant. Too much. You can't afford me. I told my dad that I got fired, and I told him I didn't really see that coming. I didn't mean to get fired. I didn't do that intentionally. argue with somebody back and forth. She said goodbye and I just didn't go back, and that's what I told him. Um, some time passed. I don't know how long. It could be like a year or 2 years. I don't remember because I know I wasn't going there regularly because I was in university at the time. So I didn't go back there. Like when I was in high school, I used to go there weekly. But and after sometime during the university, I don't know, because I was deported by my dad. He put me in Argentina because he couldn't sort out my work problem either, because he's consuming everything I need for myself. Yeah. So um, we went back to the Highland house. My mom, my dad, and myself went to the Highland house again later. And the host seated the three of us at a table. And how many times? It was most likely more than once. But I went back there as a customer to eat there. And mom and dad paid. And I was allowed to be in the restaurant. Well, there's something wrong with you because you fired an employee that came back to eat at a table in the restaurant, and my parents paid the check, and I'm still not allowed back in there like as staff. That's not real clear to me why I was in there eating. I was not the driver. My parents drive to the Highland house. When they're there, I'm there as a passenger. Yeah. Well, they let me in and they served me after they fired me. Where was the assistant manager who fired me? Um, I can't say. I really don't know. Don't you think there's something wrong with that? Well, I've been sexually tortured by Charles Torture Toe. Tohrture, and last name Toh. He tortured me, and I don't know why he hates me the way he does. I don't have myself deceased out of the formed world before I got sexually tortured. What was that for? Just to cover the question of what it's like for me to be tortured? Because there's no way to torture Charles Toe. You can't torture him. He's threatening myself. He's still threatening me even though he's not here. He's threatening me with all of his very many problem landlords that he doesn't do anything but give them money that belongs to myself, but it's not mine that way. Yeah. Well, I'm deceased out of the formed world in threats and threatening, but I'm not out of the door locking yet because I have an overlord. My overlord is taking more time because it's illegal to have an overlord. I don't need an overlord. I am the Lord is over the overlord.